Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team scores a 73-59 win over Idaho. You guys were down by a point, but you really got in an offensive flow in the third quarter. Was able to build a double-digit lead, and you never really looked back from that point. Just talk about a little bit about the overall game, and just kind of what was your message at half to really kind of get the team to kind of change and get into an offensive flow in the second?
Well, I mean, credit to Idaho. They really are a hard team to guard, and it's not like we practice against that style or see that style. So I think it took us a minute to figure out. And stats, you don't really even have stats on kids right now, if they can make threes or not. So I was surprised at how big they were in certain spots, and again, we were a little mismatched even with when Charlize is guarding a post inside, but just like she does, she makes the game really hard for people, even though that it looks like she has a mismatch down there. But I just thought our team adjusted at half and just decided that we may have to switch some things. We may be in mismatches on a lot of people, but we can still guard them one-on-one. And when we did that, it just made the game a lot harder for them. They had to make a lot of hard twos. And our offense got going because Bella and our post started to run and get easy early looks and low position. And I think that was it was a really great second half by Bella to get a double-double basically after not playing very well in the first half. So I think those two things, us guarding better and then getting a little bit more post presence, really helped us to win this game.
And you mentioned this already, but how big is that for Bella's development a little bit? She struggled in the first half, and she came back and was really efficient in the second half, was able to pick up a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds as her second straight double-double. So maybe last year she maybe wouldn't have responded like that in the second half. Maybe she has a couple of bad baskets and she starts pressing a little bit. So how big is that to see in her development to kind of have a bad half, then collect herself and come back and have the second half that she did?
Yeah, I really liked the fact that, we talked a little bit about, I didn't think it was going to be against Idaho, but we talked about how Miami and North Carolina State had big, strong bodies that were going to shove her out. And it's not like Bella really loves the physicality of the game. She doesn't love fighting for that low block position, but it's crucial for her to not get pushed out and always have to dribble to make a move. And the first half, we never saw her. I mean, Jessica Clark had a great few minutes for us that she just came in and we saw her whole body, and she just, she made a couple of baskets for us, and we never saw, Bella was just skinny as she could be, never got low position. And so, we just challenged her at half that it's time to go figure out where you're going to catch and be the first post down and make them guard us there. And that might open up some things for our perimeter. And it really did. Her running and her aggressiveness really opened up the rest of the game for us.
How is it, for a coach's perspective, to see your team respond to a halftime deficit for the first time? It's the first time this season you guys have went in with a deficit, still very early on, but it's got to be good for you and your staff to see your team respond and come out and have a third quarter like that, going into the locker room down by a point.
I think it's good. We're down a point, but it was a give or take game the entire time. We gave up a three at the buzzer to give them that lead. I think it's just mainly just making adjustments at halftime that give you a chance to win in the second half. So for that reason, I'm really glad about how we came out and outscored them in the third quarter and really kind of we imposed our will on them more in the third quarter. And I felt like in the first half, they were kind of running it down our throats a little bit. So it's really great that our team responded the way they did. It shows again, we're a very good defensive team. We bounced back on the rebounding and got them off the boards in the second half. And obviously our execution got a little bit better. It's not perfect. We're not near perfect yet, but not having Ula, changing our lineup a little bit at this point, bringing Yo back. We're still in a mismatch a little bit and trying to figure out how our points need to come and how our rotations need to go. And clearly I want to get a little bit more people in the game, but I'm really happy with the way we responded and how we can walk out of this place with a good solid 14 or 15 point win.
You guys are heading down to the Bahamas now. It's a destination trip. You guys are going to go against Miami on Thursday, then NC State, it's a top 5 team, on Saturday. How excited are you guys looking forward to this trip now that you got your business done here on the Palouse is over? You guys got it taken care of. Now you get to head down to the Bahamas for some basketball and a little bit of sun and some fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was really worried about this game and how we had all week to pack, but everybody packed yesterday. And you just know you're trying to get ready for Idaho, but you also understand that their mind's a million places and they're packing and they're doing things that are out of the ordinary that you would do to get ready for a game that happens at 2 o'clock the next day. So I was, we spoke a lot about that. How do we be our best at 2:00, and we're not really talking about the Bahamas other than we packed and we had attention to all those things. And I got to tell you, as coaching staff, we're relieved. I know our players are too. I mean, I think they respect Idaho, and this was a hard game, and we had to compete really well to come away with the win. So I know everybody's relieved. It's good to get a win on the road, and now everybody's excited. Our last huddle in the locker room was Bahamas, so I think everybody's ready to go and excited for the opportunities that we have there.
Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win. We'll talk to you in the Bahamas, and go Cougs.
Go Cougs.